They tried to erase her at the funeral, until the will was read. "Remove her, now!" The command sliced through the chapel like a blade. Charlotte Whitmore stood abruptly, her black heels scraping against polished stone. Her expression was tight with fury, lips pale, eyes sharp as glass. She pointed down the aisle without hesitation. "I don't know who this woman is," she said loudly, her voice bouncing off the high-vaulted ceiling. "But she does not belong here. This is a private family funeral, not a shelter." Not an open invitation. A wave of discomfort moved through the rows of mourners. Heads turned. Some people stared. Others pretended not to see. In the second row near the front, a woman in a simple black dress slowly stood. Her name was Eleanor Brooks. She hadn't spoken. She hadn't cried. She hadn't disrupted anything. Yet now, every eye in the chapel fixed on her. Eleanor's hands trembled slightly as she clasped them together. Her back straightened, her chin lifted, not in defiance, but in quiet resolve. "I was invited," she said softly. The words only fueled Charlotte's rage. "Invited?" Charlotte laughed sharply, turning to the room. "By whom? My father?" She spread her arms dramatically. "Does anyone here recognize her?" Silence answered. Heavy, suffocating. Charlotte nodded with cruel satisfaction. "Exactly. People like you see money, power, and think sitting close makes you important." A few guests shifted uncomfortably. No one intervened. "I'm not asking for anything," Eleanor said. "I came to say goodbye." Charlotte stepped closer, her perfume sharp and expensive. "Goodbye to a man you never knew, to a world you were never part of." Her voice dropped. "Let me guess. Assistant? Caregiver? Someone who confused courtesy with status." A low murmur spread. Eleanor swallowed, but didn't look away. "I knew Richard Whitmore," she said calmly. "Far better than you think." Charlotte's face darkened. "Don't say his name." She snapped her fingers. "Security." Two men in black suits moved instantly. One grabbed Eleanor's arm. "Ma'am, you'll need to come with us." Eleanor stiffened at the touch. Her purse slipped from her hand and fell to the floor with a hollow sound. "I'm not resisting," she said, voice shaking. "But you're making a mistake." Charlotte leaned in, whispering venomously. "This is what happens when people forget their place." Something inside Eleanor broke. Not loudly. Not dramatically. "I saved his life." The chapel froze. Charlotte turned slowly. "What did you say?" 14 years ago, Eleanor continued, her voice steadier now. "When everyone else froze, I saved Richard Whitmore's life." Laughter erupted, uneasy, disbelieving. "Oh, please," Charlotte scoffed. "Now you're a hero too? Enough." The organ music stopped abruptly. A tall man near the casket had stood up. Michael Grant, Richard Whitmore's personal attorney. "What do you think you're doing?" he asked, his tone dangerously calm. Charlotte straightened. "Handling a disruption." "That disruption," Michael said, "is under Richard Whitmore's direct protection." "Release her now!" The guard's grip loosened instantly. Charlotte's blood ran cold. Michael adjusted his glasses. "I suggest everyone remain seated. I will now read the will." A ripple of fear spread through the room. Charlotte sat down slowly, her heart pounding. Eleanor remained standing, alone. "You're early," Michael said quietly to her, "but never unwanted." The service continued, but nothing felt the same. Whispers followed Eleanor like shadows. "Who is she? Did you hear what she said? Why did Michael step in?" Charlotte sat rigid, staring forward. Her brother Andrew Whitmore leaned toward her. "This is bad," he whispered. "Michael doesn't interfere unless he has to." "She's lying," Charlotte hissed. Andrew hesitated. She knew Dad. That doubt was intolerable. After the final prayer, Michael stepped forward again, holding a leather folder. "As requested by Richard Whitmore," he announced, "the will shall be read now." Gasps filled the chapel. "To my children," Michael read, "I leave what I have already given you." Charlotte's chest tightened. "To my board and partners, you were loyal to profit, not principle." Uneasy murmurs followed. "And now," Michael said, lifting his gaze, "to the person who stood beside me when no one else did." The air thinned. "Eleanor Brooks." Charlotte felt the room spin. Michael continued, "For 14 years, you learned everything I knew. You challenged me. You protected this company when my own blood would have destroyed it. Charlotte surged to her feet. This is a joke! Sit down, Michael snapped. She froze. To Eleanor Brooks, he read, I leave Whitmore Industries. All assets, all authority. Effective immediately. Chaos exploded. Eleanor didn't move. This is fraud! Charlotte screamed. She manipulated him. Michael's voice hardened. Be careful. Your father anticipated this accusation. He turned the page. 14 years ago, he read, I collapsed in the back seat of a car during a storm. Security froze. Protocol failed. But one woman acted. Every eye turned to Eleanor. She was not an employee. She asked for nothing except one question. Michael paused. She asked why men like me always ignored women like her. Silence crushed the room. That question changed everything. Charlotte whispered, No. Eleanor finally spoke. I waited 14 years, she said softly. Not for power. For this moment to never happen. She looked at Charlotte. I asked him not to do it this way. He said you wouldn't listen unless it hurt. Michael closed the folder. Effective 3 weeks ago, he said, Eleanor Brooks assumed full control of Whitmore Industries. The chapel erupted. Charlotte stared at Eleanor in horror. She had tried to erase the one person her father trusted most, and she realized the worst mistake of her life had already been made.